Before we get to the review, let me answer a question that no one has ever asked before. Why is the movie called Transformers 1? Because it's one of the best movies of the year!
The Transformers, more than meets the eye. The Transformers, robots in disguise.
Ever since I heard the early reactions to this movie, I was always curious about it. The trailers never looked amazing to me, it just looked like a normal kids movie, but with Transformers in it. But after seeing it, I think it has the potential to be one of those movies that kids would feel like their whole life has changed after seeing it. The same way my people, Gen Z, were attached to the Cars movies. I'm dead serious. Transformers 1 is an origin story of how the Autobots and Decepticons came to be. And at first, it kind of felt like I was watching a Disney XD cartoon, which isn't bad. I mean, it's made for young boys, but I know it'll be a problem for some people. Well, specifically, those people. Yes, it could feel a little generic or too goofy, but I know who the target audience is. The whole relationship with Optimus Prime and Megatron was done very well in this movie. There's good chemistry between these characters. Even though it feels super similar to many movies we've seen before, I still took them seriously, and the adventure they go on is super fun. The side characters were pretty good too. Bumblebee is the way I would expect them to be, and the lead one was pretty funny, especially the times when things go completely wrong for her. The best part of this movie, however, is how it does the Transformers lore justice. Every detail in this movie is awesome. The setting, the characters, the corruption that Cybertron had before Optimus became a leader, the epic battles that were had years ago, the Transformers that inspired Megatron and Optimus Prime. Like, damn, there was so much to learn about the Primes in this movie, and it was so intriguing. I don't even remember it being this interesting before, and my god, one of the best parts of this movie that has to be mentioned is the tone. It actually has its serious moments, and the parts where the heroes succeed or the villains becoming sinister. The tone in Transformers 1 made the characters stand out and made big events feel crazy and hype as hell, especially for Megatron. Back in the day, my favorite Transformer was Bumblebee, but now as a grown adult, Megatron all the way. He was easily the best character in this movie, and you see him become the iconic villain we know him for. It's so satisfying and epic to see. There were many times where I tried to get into Transformers again, like I did years ago, but in a convenient way. I tried rewatching the first Michael Bay movie.
Whoa, nice headers. You've got a high-rise double-pump carburetor. That's pretty impressive, Sam.
Double pump?
It squirts the fuel in so you can go faster.
Oh. I like to go faster.
It looks like your distributor cap's a little...
That was awkward to come back to. I saw that one show on Netflix that was pretty good, but it didn't hold me for long, so I didn't finish it. But Transformers 1, this did the job. If you want to get into Transformers, watch this movie fast, ASAP. Pronto. It's so fun, and the way it introduces all the lore to you is so intriguing, even though sometimes it feels like a Disney XD cartoon. Just go past that. Like, sure, it has some of the dialogue that is like, you know, for little kids or whatever, but once you get past that and acknowledge it, this movie is peak, bro. It's so awesome and so epic and eventful. There's so much more I could glaze about this movie. The awesome shots, the awesome action, the epic ending, seeing how Optimus Prime and Megatron become an epic rivalry, all of it is here. The hype is real. And my god, I had the chance to finish some homework after seeing this movie, but it's too good to not be talked about. It's easily in my top 5 movies of the year, and I have one more thing to say regarding the hype. The biggest shock to everyone was the fact that Transformers 1 was being compared to Spider-Verse. To me, that's kind of stupid because they're barely similar at all, besides the fact that they're both origin story movies, I guess, but come on. Spider-Verse was amazing because it introduced a new style for animation. The way Miles Morales felt was so real and relatable to many people like me. The way it did the multiverse concept was awesome. But Transformers is not the same kind of movie. It isn't a pioneer of animation. It's just an epic story being adapted right. But the comparison probably comes from the fact that they're both really awesome animated movies, If that's the reason why, I still think it's dumb. That's like comparing Logan to the Batman because they're both super serious and awesome superhero movies, but that's still a dumb comparison because they're different kinds of stories with different purposes. A better comparison would be Spider-Verse and TMNT Mutant Mayhem, because they at least look the same and have very similar tones, but Transformers 1, hell no, not even close. Instead of saying stuff like that, make it its own thing. I'm gonna claim that Transformers 1 is in a league of its own because of what it did. It adapted the Transformers story right. Transformers 1 is just an awesome way of getting into the franchise, and the way it respected all the lore was special. Go out and see it right now, please. Also, this movie is definitely becoming a meme soon because of how many times they say minors in it.
Meets the eye. The Transformers, robots in disguise.